Everyone, in this video I'm going to be talking about a line plot. A line plot is a graph that shows data, and they use an X on a line plot that represents the data. So we're going to go over a couple examples in this video, and then I have another video on how to read a line plot. So in this one we're going to talk about how to build one. So it says use the data in the list to create a line plot. And we're going to be talking about the lengths of rope. So if we see there's a line and it looks like a number line, and those numbers on our line represent the number of inches, so how long the rope is. And off to the right here, we have the length of rope. So we have all of our data that's been collected in this box. So now we need to represent that data on our line plot with X's. So when we go through, the first piece of data we have is that one length is 4 inches. So I'm going to come over here to my line for my line plot, and I'm going to find my 4. And I'm going to put one X above my 4. And that represents the first piece of data. Now I'm going to go to my next one. It says 5 inches. So I'm going to find 5 on my number line, and I'm going to put an X there. And so I've done the second piece of data. The third piece is 3 inches. So I'm going to find 3, and I'm going to put an X. Now, the next one says 5 inches. I've already had another one with 5 inches, so I'm going to put a second X on top of the first one. So now I've gone up 2 for the 5 because the 2 of them were 5 inches long. The next one is 1, so I'm going to find 1 on my number line, and I'm going to put an X. And then the last length is 6 inches. So I'm going to put an X above the 6. And that is how we make a line plot for this set of data. They made their initial line go from 1 to 6 because that is the range that the data we had went from. We don't want to go all the way up to 10 if we're not going to use up to 10. So the lowest they had was 1, the highest they had was 6, so that's what they use as their range. Okay, so that's one way that we can make a line plot. Let's look at another example. For this one, it says 7 children measured the lengths of crayons. The lengths are recorded below. Create a line plot using the data. So we have our data in the boxes, and we're going to create our line plot for the length of the set in centimeters of the crayons. So if we look at this data, we see that they range from 2 centimeters all the way up to 6 centimeters. So they made their line go from 2 to 6. That's our range. Now, if we start plotting our X's, we have 2 centimeters is the first data, so we're going to put an X there. The next one is 4 centimeters, so I'm going to put an X above my 4. Then I have 3 centimeters, so I'm going to put an X above the 3. And you see I'm checking them off as I go just to make sure that I know that I've done that and I don't count something twice. Now I have 6 centimeters, so an X above the 6. Then I have 3 centimeters again, so I put a second X. And I have 5 centimeters, and then 3 centimeters again. So we're going to put another X above the 3. So the 3 was the most common length of the crayon, and you can quickly see that because that is the number of centimeters that has the most X's above it. 2, 4, 5, and 6 centimeters all had one crayon with that length. So that's how we create our line plot. Check my other video for how we're going to read a line plot. All right. So hope that helps you guys to just understand line plots a little bit better.